Hey everybody, Jacob Saenz, Coldwell Banker Tech out here, Coldwell Banker Tech in Mandeville, Louisiana, but I'm actually out here in Covington, Louisiana right now, taking a look at a property that I'm extremely happy with out here, brand new home for a client, and just want to do a quick video on if you are selling a home. If you're selling a home, guys, this is a great time to sell a home. It's going to sell most likely for more than you think a lot of times. I'm not going to say it's going to be more than you think all the time, but it may very well sell more than you think, faster than you think. So you're going to be extremely happy, most likely, with the sale of your home. And I will tell you real quick, I'm not going to get too far into it. If you're thinking about doing a for sale by owner, don't. Please don't do that. You guys do whatever you want. It's your choice, your thing. I'm not going to spend too much time with it, but just to make it very easy on you. I know that the market's so hot, you think, why do I need to go with a realtor? If the market's so hot, I can just throw my home out there, put a for sale sign up, and somebody's going to buy it. Yep, very well, they will buy it. If you're looking to give somebody else a deal at this point, then go ahead and do that, because what you're doing when you do a for sale by owner at this point, you're putting a fishing pole into a very small pond of buyers. When you go with a realtor, you're going to put it into a huge pond or a huge lake of very desperate buyers right now. Buying a home is very difficult. People are desperately looking to get into a home. And so right now, if you are not throwing your bait out into that lake and you're choosing to go into some small pond by yourself, you're being very foolish right now. And I know that, you don't want to pay the, and it's so funny because most people that are for sale by owners will say they'll pay the 3% to the other side. So they're really saving the other 3%. Well, number one, you may have a realtor that's willing to sell your home for 2 or 2.5%. To sell the home for 2 or 2.5%. Don't fall for the percent thing. I know sometimes people are like, oh, I can find someone to do it for 1%. Well, it's not necessarily 1%, it's 1% usually on the listing side. So you're paying your person 1%, but you're still paying the other side 2.5%, 3%, whatever it might be. So that being said, you guys do what you want. I would go with a realtor. I would go with a realtor that gives you maximum exposure. You guys choose that. If you guys are in my area and you want to go with me, I definitely would recommend it. But, right now, just don't do it by yourself. Anyways, that's all I'll say about that. Since the real estate market is going crazy and it is a big frenzy going on for buyers, it is a hot seller's market. So it is a great time to sell your home. If you sell through a realtor, you're probably going to be very surprised how fast your property gets sold, how fast the offers come pouring in, how many offers come pouring in, and for how much they're willing to pay. So that being said, remember, you can only really accept an offer for the value of your home, what you think your home is actually going to be valued at through appraisal. Because if the buyer is coming with the need to finance, the bank will only allow them to finance for what the home is worth and appraised for. This is very important because you can value your home for $1 million and you might find a sucker that's willing to pay it if they can find the mortgage for it. But the truth is, there will be no bank in the world that is going to give somebody $1 million to buy a home that's only worth $500,000. So you may have a buyer that promises you the world, but at the end of the day can't fulfill because they can't find the financing. So that being said, I think you're going to sell it quick. I think you're going to be surprised. You're going to be able to sell it for top dollar. And that is going to leave you in a position where you're going to be looking for a place to live because you need another home. And I think people forget, they concentrate so much on selling the home, they forget that it will not be that easy to buy a home. So the market is crazy for buyers. So please remember, if you're thinking of selling your home in this market, have a plan to land in a bed. So just a little bit of food for thought for you guys. If you go to sell a home, say you put it on the market and you sell it in 2 days, or you don't sell it, but you agree to a purchase, you have an agreement with the buyer to purchase, say in 2 days. Now you have 30 to possibly 40 days to close That gives you 30 to 40 days to be out of the house. And then I know some of you are thinking, but that's not true because I can do a contingency offer. Well, if I'm a seller and I've got offers pouring in for top dollar on my home, and I have 3 of them that I really like, and one is saying, I'll give you the world contingent on if I sell my home. You may find a sucker that says, yeah, I'm going to go with the contingency. But most are going to go with the sure bet, right? You would too, I would, right? If I've got 3 offers, one's a contingency. So contingencies, that means there's no guarantee. Most likely you will sell the home, but they still need to wait. They don't know how long it's going to take for you to sell the home. They don't know if you're going to agree to sell your home and it's going to fall through, and then they got to wait again, and they're holding on to this property they'd like to get rid of. So you got to realize, as a seller, the seller's looking to move the property. They're not looking to hold on to the property for any longer than they have to hold on to the property for. So that being said, it's going to be tough to find a seller that wants to do a contingency offer nowadays, because there's so many buyers out there right now. So heed my warning and have a plan. So right now, I think the ones that are taking advantage of this market, the ones that are going to just make out like bandits in this market, if you are an investor, and I deal with a bunch of investors, that their game plan right now is to look at their investment portfolio and decide which homes they would like to liquidate, and possibly wait a little bit for the market to stabilize, slow down, possibly even drag back a little bit, and maybe pick up property for less than what it's on the market for right now, but cash out some of their homes that they're willing to liquidate at top value right now. These are people that can sell the home and they don't need a place to live. So if you're in a position, you have a piece of property that you can sell and do not need to buy another home, then you're in a great position. You're looking at a great time to sell, top dollar sales going on. The market's increasing. I would tell you guys, be leery on that, because it's just like a rising stock. It's going to keep going until pop, it decides to keep going down. That could very well be the case. And I kind of feel like that's going to be coming sometime this year. I'm hoping it plateaus. I know it's slightly going to start dropping. I'm just hoping it just slightly drops and stabilizes. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, which you hear a lot of, is that it's going to peak and then pop, and it's just going to start going down, and we're going to hope it stabilizes, but it will just keep going. Now, being that we're here in Louisiana, we don't have the rising housing costs of California and New York and things like that, so it won't be as bad. But please make note that what we feel, if there is a bubble and it does pop, know that some people are like, well, in 08 it really wasn't that bad, and that was a real big pop. We didn't experience that in 08. Okay, in Seattle, where I had a home in Seattle during that time, my value of that home was cut in half. Now that's a bubble. We didn't experience that here in Louisiana, because in Louisiana at that time we had Hurricane Katrina. We had a very different market than anywhere else in the United States at that time. Hurricane Katrina actually was, I hate to say that was a blessing. It definitely was not a blessing to a ton of people, but that was a blessing to the housing market here in Louisiana, where it's what stabilized our market from seeing massive drops in home prices. We don't have a Hurricane Katrina ahead of what's coming, so we don't know what to expect, but I do know that don't expect it to be a hiccup like it was for 08. So anyways, guys, I hope that helps. I'll just give you a little bit of information, just something to munch on. Hope everybody's doing good, and I'll talk to you soon.